What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode with OT with OT. It is September 12th, 2025. I got my man here, Nick Williams, the military man, the biologist, the scientist. Anything you can think about all those adjectives. Is that right? Will those be adjectives? Yeah, those adjectives. I'm throwing them all out there. All right, Nick, tell the people a little bit about yourself, your major here, and obviously your current and future career plan slash aspirations.
Appreciate it, Coach. So, guys, my name is Nick Williams. I'm from Dunn, North Carolina. I'm currently a junior at UNCP. I'm studying civil engineering. Been with OT since when I get here, 21 or is it 22? So, been here a minute. Right now, I'm currently in the United States Army Reserves. And for right now, my plan is after I graduate from here to enlist in the United States Army full time.
He said 2021, but I've actually known this man when he was seventh grade, sixth grade.
Yeah, like eighth grade.
Yeah. So Nick is a part of the Dunn organization that we had a relationship with way back in the day. So a lot of these guys you guys are gonna see on OT with OT. I've had a long standing relationship with these guys. To kind of build that kind of like camaraderie before these guys ever came to school here, and whether it's through their wrestling club organizations or coming to our camps and clinics. So Nick was one of those guys that I've had a long-standing relationship with for a long time. So talk about your time here. Really kind of splitting your time between your academics, wrestling, and your military duties. How have you been able to like manage all those things and still have a very very good GPA and being able to navigate, being a future engineer?
So the secret to it, OT said it to us all the time at practice. Literally, it's just taking care of everything outside of wrestling, so you can just focus on wrestling. So for school, that means I'm going to make sure you just got to be on top of everything. It's all about just being on top of everything. I make sure all my assignments get turned in. If I don't understand something, I make sure to use the teacher's office hours. And then with the military, I'm making sure that I'm taking care of everything. I'm passing my ACFT. I'm communicating with my soldiers. If you just take care of everything when it needs to be taken care of, matter of fact, before it needs to be taken care of, then that gives you more time to focus on other things. And also, there's going to be some days you're just going to have to sacrifice, maybe not play the game and just, go to sleep to get that energy you need for the next day. So really, to sum it up, it's just taking care of what needs to be taken care of and making sacrifices.
So this hat was not planned because I'm interviewing Nick, and he's a military guy. So it was not planned at all. So we just roll with it. We get it. We see it. We just roll with it. All right, Nick. So talk about your time, your experience this year. What are some friendships you've gained, and then what are some things you've kind of learned about yourself, and just your resiliency as a student athlete. Military. Thanks for your service, by the way. Things like that. Talk about the journey and how you've grown over these few years.
So, as a person, I've grown a lot more because I know originally getting here, I was a real introvert. I didn't necessarily hang out as much with the guys, but as the years went on, I was able to make really good friendships with Mike Lowry, Will Lowry, Shalik Scriven, David Varner. I was able to establish those brotherhoods with these guys, and I plan on having these guys for friends for the rest of my life. Wrestling wise, it took a couple. I did take a couple of blows with having to drop out of school that one time, but being with such a good coach and such good teammates, I was able to catch back up within like a month, as if like I never even left the room. So really establishing those relationships with those guys helped me not only as a person but also as a wrestler.
So this is your last year before you transfer to obviously finish your engineering portion of your academics. What are some things you feel you can pass on to the next young man that's aspiring to go through your process that will help them so they understand one is possible and two they can see someone that's doing it and that would have done it. What are some advice you would give the young Nick Williams?
See, Advice I would give to young Nick Williams. Um, just persevere, you know. If I could tell myself, hey, you're going to go through a couple of things that are going to suck, but at the end of the day, just remember the reason why you started this. The reason why I came to college, I wanted to be the first. I wanted to be the first person in my family to graduate with a 4-year degree. I wanted to go active duty. I wanted to wrestle in college, and those were my goals. And I remember when I was gone, I was working. Well, I don't want to throw shade, so I'm just not gonna say where I was working. But I was sitting in the company's van, and I was literally just thinking about, quitting. I was honestly thinking about just letting go and just kept working and keep working at that job and just go about my business. But I knew that if I did that, then I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be happy with who I was because I quit something that I told myself that I was going to finish. So to sum it up, to tell my younger self, just finish. No matter if I pass the finish line crawling, if I'm rolling, if I'm running, just finish.
He's done all though. Him and a bunch of his teammates have done all though. They've rolled across, they've crawled across, they've sprinted across. He's about to sprint across not only this season, but he's about to sprint across the stage in the spring with his degree, and get ready to finish that engineering portion of it. But Nick, we really enjoyed having you. Like I said, hopefully this relationship doesn't end when you graduate college. Hopefully we can continue to have the relationship we've had over the course of the last 10+ years. Appreciate you coming on the show. Enjoyed having you here, and we're going to continue to enjoy building a relationship with you, man. Thanks for coming on OT with OT. We appreciate it. We're looking forward to a big season from you, my guy.
Appreciate it, coach.
All right. That's an episode of OT with OT with the man, the myth, the legend, Sarge Nick Williams.